Why is it that so many people see the word feminist as a negative thing?
Because I think that feminism has long been associated with the most extreme versions of it. So people think a feminist is sort of a crazy woman who hates men and doesn't shave and... right?
What kind of shaving is she talking about?
Look, I have a kid. I used to be like that until I had my kid. Down in my heart, I would do absolutely anything to be at home and be like always with my child.
There you go.
But unfortunately,
and have a man protect you. Stop acting like, stop leaving out the man part. Right. Because for you to be home with your child, that means you got a man holding you down, protecting you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's right.
You're goddamn right. Protecting and providing. The only way that you're gonna be home and be comfortable, not to worry about anything, can only happen if a man is providing and protecting.
Watching my ex thrive, it's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me. Because I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys, and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to, and wondering if I'm going to be able to feed them.
And you know what, man? Any guy who gets left, maybe his wife divorces him or his girlfriend leaves him, every man should strive to achieve this level of success and thrive this much that your former girlfriend or your ex-wife opens up her front camera and tells the world your success literally is triggering her. She literally said it triggers her. She's triggered.
At times when these modern women are married, they are never exposed to the world, how rough it is out there, how tough it is to get money, how hard it is to get money, how hard it is to make a living, you know, because they are always protected, they are always on the receiving end, and the children. So now that she divorced the man, she has to make all the money. If she used to go to these outings, she has to make up for that. If she had time to where she can just sit and relax and play with the kids, now she doesn't have that time. She's not going to be playing with the kids because she has to make the money. She has to go out there to make the money, and that's what triggering her. So this just shows also that they need us as men to provide. They need us as men to protect. They need us as men to shield them from all the hashes of realities. But they won't see that. As long as they're in the Bible, they won't see that. They only see it once they divorce you, and that's when they'll be exposed to the reality of life.
How many endless videos can we see with women in their 60s who bought into the feminist movement to make men and women equal are sitting there saying, I regret making that decision because I'm single, never been married, don't have any kids, and I'm alone. And I wish I would have married men.
I'm no longer single. I'm taken. For granted.
Oh.
What percentage of young blacks have both a mom and a dad raising them?
I cannot think of a percentage right now to give you.
25%. So only 1 out of 4 blacks in America have a mom and a dad around. Do you think that is a bigger issue to address than racism? Do you think more dads is a better solution?
How could dads be connected directly? Like,
dads are very connected.
And what about, okay.
When you have a dad around, you're less likely to be violent as a male, less likely to go to prison.
So explain to me why all the fathers are leaving.
Exactly. Why are they leaving?
Question for you.
Because black women married the government and divorced the men that they were once with.
Who are the primary victims of war?
I'll say women.
Why? Okay.
How? I mean, I guess the outcomes of going to war, like what happens with women and like cities that are invaded.
So let's assume military deaths are like nearly exclusively male, like 99.99% male.
If you're cutting out civilian casualties to prove this point.
Okay.
Yeah, well, but he can, especially since you're specifically looking at the United States. So, for instance, of the 292,000 members of the U.S. military who were killed by enemy fire, 16 of them total were female. 16.
Of the United States, yeah.
Total. 16 from the United States for all of World War II. All of it.
Can you name any rights men have today that women don't?
Any rights that men have that women do not? Any rights that men have that women do not? No. No.
So then what laws are feminists fighting for?
That's a really good one. Oh, man. I don't even know.
Who has it easier in society, men or women?
Definitely men, because they get paid more and they also don't have to deal with sexual harassment in the streets. And if they want to be shirtless, they also don't have to worry about somebody looking at them like they're just throwing themselves out there.
The way they like to throw these words so carelessly, like she's never even maybe experienced that in her entire life. She's just has these ideas that people should be throwing these words out there. Like, men just wake up and they just want to harass women.
Willing to switch gender roles with a man?
No, because I like being a woman.
Well, then wouldn't that prove that women have it easier in society? Otherwise, women would want to switch gender roles?
No, that is...
If you're my friend, can you just set me up with your other friends? Like, can we know you have other friends? And I know that you hear me complaining all the time about how Hinge is horrible, the apps are horrible, everything's horrible. So why aren't you saying, oh, I have this cute friend that maybe you'd like, and hey, why don't I sort of maybe host some sort of event or, you know, something, connect you to, create an environment that would beget you to flirting. I have friends and you have friends, and me and you.
This is proof, guys, that women who are single like to keep other women single. So she's complaining here because she's always around these feminists that don't need no men.
Are each other's friends. So we could be making magic happen here. I'm done with the apps. I'm done with all that stuff. Let's freaking go back to good old fashioned, my friend introduces me to one of their friends.
Watch this before you scroll.
I got asked an interesting question the other day. I was asked, why is it that you don't ever post selfies of just yourself on Facebook? It's always of you and your kid, of all three of you together, or you and your husband. Why don't you ever just post one by yourself? My answer was plain and simple.
Okay.
That if I posted a selfie of just me, all it would take is for one man to comment on it or to send me a message that said, hey, you look pretty today.
Okay.
And I believe without a shadow of a doubt that a family that is built on strong Christian principles and has a strong relationship with the Lord is the devil's greatest threat.
Amen.
So as soon as that one comment or that one message is sent, there's the devil's foothold. Mind you, my husband works 14 days at a time out of town. So if I go looking for attention in the wrong places and then I start receiving it, it's going to feel pretty good because sin feels good.
Yep.
Temptation looks awesome. But at the end of the day, I have everything I need right here at home. If I need attention or if I need somebody to tell me I look pretty, I'm going to send that selfie to my husband.
God bless
So
you.
married Christian women, seek that attention from your husband, not the internet.
The world we live in laughs and makes a mockery of a woman who thinks like this, calling her too serious or saying it's not that deep. This just shows us how degenerate our society has become.